Oh, excite.
Oh, so exciting.
Oh, so excite. So much long, yes.
Oh, so too long.
Fucking so long. Oh,
Oh
my God.
Oof. Here we are, though.
Here we are.
Yeah, I mean, some things have happened, and...
A little bit.
Yeah. Things are
bit.
complicated, and just within, like... You know, I got so freaked out about COVID again that I pretty much just went back inside for 2 weeks. And then when I came back out again and started telling people, I thought people would be like, yeah, me too. I totally get it. And everybody was like, oh no, are you okay?
Oh,
and I was like,
come on, man.
I was like, oh, well, now I'm worried about you.
Yes, appropriate. I'm so glad that didn't make you feel crazy because honestly, I swear to God, I feel crazy. There is so exciting news.
Yes.
My fucking 20-year reunion is coming up next month. My 20-year reunion is coming up.
My word.
And I'm so... Okay, so, well, I'm a little confused at the timing because in general, the reunions are like Thanksgiving weekend because they're taking advantage of people like coming back to town if they don't live in town anymore.
Sure.
But I'm not really sure.
But go on.
Well, that's fair. And maybe that was the lesson. Maybe the lesson was like, nobody wants to come when it's a weekend full of family and, you know, tryptophan. So let's just do it with whoever can do it in like an innocuous time like September.
Sure.
So it's supposed to be mid-September, and on one hand, I'm like so fucking excited, and on the other hand, I'm like, oh, I was hoping we could like push it off to a little later when we could like get a handle on when people maybe aren't spreading. But I mean, they're just like every time I wait for the dead time, I think the only real actual dead time is like January after people have already gotten fucking balls deep in illness. Yeah. You know?
Well, now you can get it because, you know, Biden got it twice in like 6 weeks.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like even last December when we were like, oh, well, we're okay for a little bit now.
Right. Oh, right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just thinking January people aren't really going places. They're not with their families.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's winter and they're sullen about it, you know?
Yeah, ours tried to do a 20-year on the same weekend or the weekend before Thanksgiving. And I was like, there's no way I can just travel for a week. You know what I mean? Like, right. I'm not going to go to Virginia for one thing and then go somewhere else for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. But, and then it wound up not happening, so.
Oh, it didn't happen at all?
No.
Like, they just didn't even get their shit together?
No. No, I think the people who are in town and who generally kind of see each other on occasions anyway, I think they all got together, but it's fine. I really don't care. I genuinely don't. Every time I go back there, it's so much different than it was that it's not even nostalgic anymore. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm. Presuming that I'm in town, I mean that the second hurdle is going to be, oh, God, do I really want to probably fucking get COVID by going undoubtedly unmasked? Because it's a reunion and nobody's going to be masked, which is crazy logic.
Because you have to recognize each other.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, at the very least for the practicality, let alone for like
so funny.
The joy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, of just being like, oh my God, your face is the same or is very different.
That's all reunions are.
It's the last one was so nice, and the thing that really like, I tried to get two really, really dear friends to go with me to the 15. I tried to get Seth to come, and I tried to get my friend Diana to come. And both of them kind of like chickened out at the last minute, but I made them promise me they'd come with me to the 20. So now here we are, and I'm like, I really, really need to figure out where I'm at. But I guess one hurdle at a time, including, will I even be in town?
Right. Where are you right now, Jen?
Yes. Where am I right now, Lillian? What a great question. I'm in Minnesota.
What a great question.
I'm in Minnesota. And fuck buddies,
So glad you
I've been
asked
in
that.
Minnesota for longer than I had anticipated or hoped or a whole lot of things. Although that's not to throw any shade to Minnesota. There's like nothing inherently wrong with Minnesota other than that New Jersey is vastly, wildly superior. But when you find yourself somewhere that you didn't anticipate being for much longer than you anticipated being there, it is world rocking and fucked up. And that is a perfect way to say how the last year of my life has been at this point. World rocking and very, very deeply fucked up.
Yeah. Where to begin? You should
Right?
spill at least a handful of beans.
Okay. So the real beans are, y'all know I'm queer. I came out in 2020, and it was my intention and hope to keep kind of a poly communal situation in terms of the marriage that I had been in for a very long time, and that did not work out. And very quickly, my hopes for that fell apart in a giant fiery dumpster explosion. And so,
I would say more implosion, if I may.
Yeah, no, true,
Not that I'm here to like give you notes on your personal
are.
life, but I literally am.
What about if exactly we have one job? So yeah, a true dumpster implosion is absolutely what happened. And so basically a year ago, I was like, this is not working for my life anymore. At that point, I had been with my partner for about 9 months, and my partner is Midwestern, and they had been in New Jersey, and I was like, you know what? I need to get out of this paradigm of my life, and I'm going to separate, and I'm going to come be with you for a little while, and then I'm going to come back and figure some shit out. I never got to come back because some very, 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 very bad shit went down that was super fucking traumatic. So, grow where you're planted, bloom where you're planted, whatever those little fucking memes say. And,
Fester,
and
where you're planted.
And so, that took us through the winter to a point where I was like, Lillian, I have no fucks left. And Lillian was like, but the whole point is all the fucks. And I was like, I don't know, I am wrung dry, girl. I feel like I am no fun to listen to and no fun to be around right now. So, did some really, really hard shit through the late winter and spring, and felt a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
And the great news is that I think me and my partner are going to be able to come home very soon.
Yay.
Like to New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
And I am so excited about it.
Woohoo.
It might land me in South Jersey, which I should not be a hater at all, especially because I'm from the most confusing backwoods part of New Jersey that exists. Like, nobody gets more shade than us. So what do I have to hate on South Jersey for? But, it will, I'm really, 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 really hopeful that this is going to be a new, fresh start, a new page in so many ways. And I am looking forward to it.
Yay. Oh my God. And we'll find times to see one another.
Definitely.
I feel like I'm used to making big treks to do pretty much anything now, so.
And now we will technically be on the way to Lancaster, which you make your way to every couple of months anyway.
What are you talking about?
Don't you? You and Don end up going to Lancaster?
No. I mean, we have done. Oh. Sorry, my cat's literally just busted the door down.
Yes.
Yes-ish. We went in the middle of last year. Don used to have Scrabble tournaments there, so maybe that's why you're thinking that we used to go there regularly. But the last time that we went, I think I told you we were it was when COVID was picking back up again last fall, and we went into one of the bird in hand markets, and like nobody had a mask on because I don't think the Amish believe in science. And some little boy was going to like take my chocolates order and then immediately like wiped his nose all over his hand and was like, how can I help you? And I was like, you can't, and I have to leave now.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
I think that their barbershop thing might have something happening in Lancaster coming up soon, though. And I love that home style meal situation that they have out there where you're like the smorgasbords and the like Good and Plenty is the place that we go to where it's like giant bowls of fried chicken and like brown butter noodles, and they literally just keep bringing it. Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, you have to like sit at tables with other people and talk to them, which is terrible, and I hate that, but everything else about it is fine.
It's like a cruise, although you usually end up making friends with your cruise buddies.
Yeah, I don't want any kind of... that's too much forced familiarity with people I have no interest in sharing space with.
That's fair. Are you ready for some really targeted content?
Boy, howdy.
Do you want to know what my very favorite cookbook of all time is?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Are you familiar with Mickey Tavern outside of Charlottesville?
No, it's a place?
Mickey Tavern
outside of Charlottesville,
is a
Virginia?
colonial place to visit.
No, I am absolutely fucking shocked that I don't know it, though. That sounds like the kind of place Mom would have dragged us to over and over again.
Mickey Tavern, from 1784 in Charlottesville, is an historic tavern with a period restaurant serving Southern fare, plus a gift shop and tours. So I went to Mickey Tavern 9,000 years ago, and basically you walk around the grounds, which were like, a boarding house for people. I don't fucking know.
Travelers,
I don't
weary travelers.
It was a way station, and so like we were shown the carriage houses and like the games that people could play while they stayed, and so on and so forth. Well, Mickey Tavern, like, it either begins or ends with a meal. So you're shown around, and then you're fed what they would have fed the travelers and what was always up. Well, the Mickey Tavern menu, I was shocked. Midday dining, patterned after the Southern tradition. Bill of fare, Southern fried chicken, hickory smoked pulled pork barbecue, marinated baked chicken, homemade mashed potatoes and gravy.
Does it say potatoes, or is that your editorial?
Okay. Stewed tomatoes, black-eyed peas seasoned with country ham, green beans with country ham,
yes,
coleslaw,
ma'am.
whole baby beets, homemade gazpacho.
Oh.
And then cornbread and biscuits.
I was about to ask where the biscuits were.
Of course.
I was like, don't hide the biscuits.
And they're so good. And I can't recall what the dessert was, but I feel like, of course, there was dessert.
Like a cobbler or something.
Girl, the stewed tomatoes.
I love stewed tomatoes.
Holy good. I don't think I'd ever had them because I'm from New Jersey.
Sure. Yes, yep.
But I ate this meal at Mickey Tavern, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. And they were like, well, do we have something for you? And they pulled out this cookbook that is just the Mickey Tavern recipes from the 1700s.
Ooh, that's fun.
And so, it's just this tiny little cookbook. It is my favorite shit on earth.
Cute.
It's, oh, God. Yeah, it's so good.
Now I want to make some Brunswick stew.
What?
Brunswick stew, I believe it's pork based. It's got okra and lima beans in it, so it's like a recipe for every child's nightmare. But I certainly love it. And I've made it a couple of times, and they used to have it at the Yorktown Victory Center or Visitor Center. I never knew which one was which, in their little cafe. And so I thought it was a normal thing that everybody had.
Is it because they're not sure who won the war?
Well, there is that.
Just asking.
Yeah. I don't know if Brunswick stew has something racist about it or not, but wait, wrong war. This doesn't matter. Both wars. You know, there was Civil War stuff that happened in Yorktown. They were like, look at these battlefields. We still got them. Let's use them.
Well, that's what I meant. Oh yeah, I guess revolutionary shit.
Yeah. It was mostly general. Yeah. Where your independence was won, but
just so we're keeping count here, Virginia won your independence, bitch. Step off.
So you guys know. Just so you guys know. And now those battlefields are honored with teenagers who go in the middle of the night and piss in the cannons. So
hell yes.
But what made you think? Oh, just because we were talking about Good and Plenty. Well, one way or the other, I'm gonna see you soon, and I'm very excited about that.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, this could so fucking necessary. And so it's been an adventure. And even with the stuff that I'm like, obviously like very, very personal, very, very difficult shit, you know, divorce and coming out and all of the stuff that's sort of under that panoply. Weird, like, material stuff has been happening too this summer. So like Lillian and I were going to dig in a little bit sooner. But the place that I've been living is this very old house, and it's an upstairs, downstairs duplex. And like, we're pretty certain that the people downstairs were leeching some electricity, because all of a sudden we would try to turn on one thing in a house that was like otherwise inactive, and the whole fucking house would go out. So really weird shit was happening. And like, also it's been so strange because you'd think that in Minnesota you get the benefit of a chill summer, like you're in the Adirondacks or Vermont. No. Because
you've been on the surface of the sun.
Oh my God, it's so unfair. It's so unfair.
It really is unfair.
It's so unfair.
If you live in a place where you walk outside and like your hair might freeze in the winter, you should not be sweating your tits off in the summer.
My entire mucous membrane froze
this
winter. I shit you not, because let me tell you.
No.
Okay. Fuck buddies, picture it. Picture it. We think we know what cold is, and like there's only so cold that your skin can sense and be like, whoa, daddy, that's cold. But so I'm looking at the thermometer, i.e. my phone, and I'm like, bitch, it is -25 outside.
Nope.
What does that even mean?
Nope.
And then I go outside in like my hat and scarf and my coat, and I'm like, well, this kind of feels the same as like 0 or -6 or however cold it gets at home. This sort of feels the same. And then you try to breathe.
Nope.
And the second you attempt inspiration, your whole respiratory tract is like pieces the fuck out, because that air is so cold that it steals the breath right out of you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in a Jack London story. I hate
yeah. But to tell you the actual insult, the insult is not even that it was that cold. The insult is that we didn't get very much snow. And like, it's supposed to be a goddamn northern wonderland up here, which is what, man. That is my shit. Like, I can sign up for -20, but where the hell is my snow? What do you, give me my snow, damn it. I'm not leaving anyway. It's too damn cold to even make a car. Like, you know how quickly the car engine will get into the, you know, like a warm range. I know you don't drive, but I presume you.
No, I've been in cars
right?
in my time.
Vehicle. I would have to drive for like 3 miles to get it off of just on sea. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it is bitch cold. But yeah, there was no fucking snow, and I'm like, could I at least get a show here? Could I at least have some higgit or whatever we say?
Right.
Right? Could there be a cozy factor happening?
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all. There was maybe 2 really good snowstorms, but honestly, the expectation, not just from me, but like from people who've lived here before, was that, December comes and you get snow all the way through April. And I was like, fucking buckle down, I'm ready. I made the second it got chilly here, I was like, oh, I'm not prepared for how cold it's going to be. Not just outside, but also in this house.
Right.
Because it's an old house.
Because you live in a yurt.
Yes. That's really the takeaway. That's the takeaway. Not only have I been living in Minnesota, I've been living in a yurt for a year.
Technically, it's inside, however.
Yeah, barely. Just barely. So, like, it was cold inside. And I ended up having to make an order with Old Navy, which was one of the best orders I've ever made, where I just went through and I, like, bought pairs of Sherpa pants and fleece-lined leggings and, like, big, cozy shit. And I just looked like I had hollowed out a bear for the winter. It was perfect. Actually, Jory jokes
God, that's
that
hilarious.
I look like Philoctetes with my
Yes.
fuzzy pants on.
Phil.
And then
Hey,
Jory's
Phil.
like, that should be your burlesque name, Philoctetes. You should be a burlesque centaur.
Oh my God.
Or fawn, I suppose.
Oh my God. This is the most perfect.
Do
Satyr.
you love it?
Satyr. There is a
satyr.
difference between a satyr and a fawn, but I don't remember what it is. I think it's how much they fuck. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
That was almost copyright out her.
So who's hornier?
The satyr.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I could be making stuff up. I told you I was doing my sex trivia last night, right?
I saw your tweets, but you didn't tell me anything about it.
Okay. So I had been putting together this series of sex questions. I guess I know a lot of things that
Do you now?
other people do not even have a curiosity about. Whereas I have a rabid curiosity about I don't know, just like sex in general and what people are into.
And you have ADHD.
And I have ADHD, so I get hyper-focused on things. Mm-hmm. And then I stare at a complete list of paraphilias for like an hour, and I'm like, oh, turning people into furniture. Okay. So I put together for my birthday. Did you go to that? It was a
Yes.
Zoom with a series of sex questions. So you had
My team won.
Yeah,
And then
you did.
And then you sent us the Betty Page pictures, which are on the fridge.
Yes. Oh, good. So you probably did better than almost everybody there. Like, after I did that, this was what I was doing is I was playing to a room full of people who come there to this bar every Wednesday night for somebody else's trivia.
Oh, was it Pint?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So there's a following.
Got it.
And I just like did a takeover. And it's, general knowledge or different things for their pub quiz. So I roll in with like, true or false, did these Russian spies infiltrate the CIA using hidden cameras and dildos? And the answer is no, they threw sex parties. And so like everybody's like, wait a minute. People were mad that I started off with questions that felt like trick questions. And then they were mad. This guy at the end was like, I've won trivia night here twice, and your questions made me feel very stupid.
He
said it in a nice
get
way.
railed at by entitled trivia gays?
Yes. Entitled trivia gays is exactly what it was.
Oh no, you disrupted their whole vibe.
I
their
really
whole
did.
Winning strategy.
I really did. And the people who had the best time were the people who came in having never been there before and didn't know that it was going to be sex trivia, and then just sort of were like, sure, whatever. They had the best time. But
Amazing. Yes.
The one that really threw people off. And I thought I did enough, like, stuff that, that specifically gay men would know, and specifically straight people would know, and specifically queer people would know. But the knowledge gap about anything gynecological,
whoa,
was vast.
Yeah.
Like, I thought everybody knew that TF was titty fucking. That was not even on the radar for most of them.
Wow.
Which, sure, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, their demographic is pretty thoroughly cis dudes, right?
Oh, I mean, it was a bit of a mix last night, but it was, it's normally, like, cis men. And I think maybe there was a little bit of, like, I don't know. I think that some people had a wonderful time and some people were annoyed that they were challenged.
Yes, right. Other people, you can really get who's like the old dog who doesn't want new tricks.
For sure. I understand.
Also who just wanted a free drink.
Right. I understand that lay people
I don't know why they sound like my dad, but they do.
A free drink. I don't expect everybody to know what dendrophilia is, and I think that like having
is that loving trees? Is that getting off
on
trees?
Yes, it is, girl. Yes, it is. But anyway, regardless, I had a great time.
So good.
Additionally,
did you chastise them for being entitled?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I could feel the room turning on me, so I was trying to be on everybody's side.
Sometimes, not even sometimes, you have the amazing skill of being able to lovingly put people in their place, or rather, firmly put people in their place, but be totally respected and accepted for doing so. Sure.
There was a moment where people came in while music was playing, and they were talking really loud and then kept talking when I was trying to go over the answers. And so people are yelling at me from the back of the room. They're like, I can't hear you. Can you get everybody to shut up? And I was like, no, decidedly not. Like, I am one person with a microphone. You guys all need to turn to the people around you that you know are making noise and to tell them to shut up. Yeah. And they did. And 6 people left.
Well
and it was
done.
Beautiful. I've never seen it.
People.
Yeah, it took a village. It was really nice.
Well done, my friend.
Also, I have a torn meniscus in my knee that I may have to get surgery for, and I'm pretty salty about that shit. And also, I guess we never really talked about, because we haven't talked on the record for a while.
We haven't told them new shit in a very, very long time.
Yeah. I co-produced an all-plus-size burlesque show at House of Yes in Brooklyn, and it was an incredible success. And it was awesome. And then, like, moments after that, I was suddenly like, oh, God, I don't feel like I can be in rooms with people again.
Yeah.
Like, on and off between June and now, I've had moments where I felt okay about it, and then swaths of time where I did not. So I don't have anything planned yet, but I am as far as producing goes. But I'm going to get my shit together because I am competing in Miss Coney Island this year, which is a burlesque pageant. And I'm very excited about that.
Now, what is your current plan to feel safe in doing so? Do you think you're going to do it masked?
No.
If things sort of maintain the same?
No. I mean, the ceilings are very high in there. Okay. So, I mean, Xanax is probably what I'm going to do to feel safe. But it has good ventilation. The ceilings are high. I can easily get away from people. Like, the dressing room is probably going to be cramped, but I'll figure it out. It'll be all right. But no, I can't. Like, if I'm in performance mode, the couple of times that I did things where I was either masked for the entire show or masked just backstage, my face starts to sweat, and then my makeup starts to slide, and then I get in my head, and it's not helping me in any way except for specifically encapsulating droplets. Like, that is definitely good, but the rest of it,
I gotta tell you, I'm not at all an anti-masker. I'm very pro-mask and clearly very, like, apocalyptic about all this shit. But, man, masks are a terrible fix.
They fucking suck.
They suck. It's sucks. Why couldn't this be something that affects our eyes so none of us have to do shit with like mascara and eyeliner and eyebrows, and we can just do like a little lipstick and then be done?
Sorry. You wish that instead of having to cover our nose and mouth when we went out, we would have to cover our eyes? Because that sounds like Bird Box, and I don't think I'm ready for that.
Yes, that is my point exactly. Yes. Yes, because I just want it to be fucking easy, and I have all these beautiful colors that I've been waiting to bust out, and now I'm like, no!
You just don't want us all in hazmat goggles, I think, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh yeah. That's my plan. Well, the earth is slowly sinking into the toilet, so maybe that'll be next.
Girl, I love the way a Google algorithm knows me. Like,
Oh, no.
If I open up a Google tab and it's like, how much, here's a bunch of news that's just for you. Most of them are about like an asteroid that's about to hit the earth and potentially end life as it is. And I'm like, amazing. Just give us the sign, universe. Just
Yep.
wait for us so we can find you. Like, because right now you're sending a lot of mixed signals.
I'm thinking it's going to be finger guns.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Coming at you.
There is an Office gif that I know you don't watch the show, but you've probably seen the gif before, and it's Steve Carell as Michael Scott drinking a whiskey and then doing a little. Yep.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Yeah.
I actually talked to somebody at the bar last night whose friend got monkeypox, and he just got his vaccine, but he was like, it's terrible. There was a very funny article this morning. So there's now like close to 200 cases in New Jersey, may have popped over that now, but close to 2,000 in New York City. And there's like 2 cases in Hoboken, and I shit you not, this article was like, well, now, for those who don't know, Hoboken and Jersey City are right next to each other, and if we were any other place in the world, we would be part of the same city. Like, right. Hoboken is super tiny. Jersey City is sprawling. It makes no sense that we're different cities, but we are. Separated by nothing. Like train tracks.
But a grudge.
Nothing. Exactly. And a lot of nude lipstick. So
well played.
This article was like, as we all know, monkeypox first showed up in New Jersey, in Jersey City 2 months ago, and I was like, oh, like,
was this really written by Hoboken?
Yes, the personification of Hoboken, a la Chuck Tingle.
Oh my God! Yes. Yes.
The sentient personification of Hoboken.
You're going to have to dollop me about Chuck Tingle in
I don't know enough, but I would be happy to research.
Hell yeah. Yes.
But, yeah, it was just so snotty. It was like basically dirty Jersey City rubbed its dirty dick all over Hoboken, and now we have monkeypox. Ew.
God. Those rich fucks. Oh my God.
Oh God, did I tell you one of our city council members did a hit and run on a cyclist?
This is the woman that I've been seeing you tweet about incessantly to step down.
Yeah, she's not resigning.
Wow.
And nobody's firing her, so that's
unbelievable.
This month in Jersey news.
Good Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I think that the terrible one is hiding out in Bedminster because the Florida property was
terrible
seized.
One. Oh
yeah.
You know when you open up Twitter and nobody is talking about the thing that they're talking about, and you have to do like 10 minutes of fucking search and destroy to figure out what the fuck everybody's talking about?
And nobody
that's what
drops a
happened to
link
me
or says anything.
No, it is both for me the beautiful thing about Twitter and the most infuriating thing about Twitter.
Yes.
But yeah, I opened up my twit and the raid was happening. The FBI raid was happening on Mar-a-Lago, And it did take me quite a bit of time to figure out what was happening because I opened it up to a parody thread. Like, supposing what was happening with the FBI. And I was like,
my God.
Wait, someone got their foot stuck in a toilet. Wait, what? I don't understand. Yeah, it brought me a modicum of joy. But, like, at the end of the day, it's just going to rile, like, it'll just poke their base. And
yeah. And do more terrible on top of the terrible. Mm-hmm. I gotta tell you, I don't think it's something that any of us could ever look at again and enjoy it for what it was. But at the time, mm-hmm. not this past election of terrible, but the really, really terrible one. My God, how can we even compare them? There was a fucking insurrection at the last one. Never mind.
Right.
The 2016 one, in leading up to it, there is a TV writer. He's brilliant. His name is Owen Ellickson. And his Twitter account was all presumed dialogue between Trump and Giuliani, Trump and Manafort, Trump and Roger Ailes, and it was Trump and Bannon. Like, it was very fucking funny and dark, but you know where we were at in the summer and spring of 2016 before the really fucking horrible shit happened. It was amazing. And of course it got like unrolled and put up everywhere, and he just would do a ton of these a day for the entirety of Until It Happened.
Oh, that's very funny.
And they were so good. They were so good. So, if any of you are curious, his Twitter name is ONLXN, I believe. Owen Ellickson. And it's probably unrolled somewhere. But they were really, really good. And I just, like, in my heart of hearts, I wish we lived in a time when I could go back to them and appreciate them again. Because, holy God, they were just fucking wonderful. Yep.
Nice. Yep. I'm into it.
That little sliding doors moment is gone.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Oh, the other good news. I mean, obviously, we're not breaking any news here, but the thing that cheered me up actually more than the Mar-a-Lago thing was the Alex Jones lawyer thing, where the lawyer, like, knew. I don't think any of it was an accident. I think that the lawyer was sick of his shit and was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send your phone. Like, he probably asked him not to send the contents of the phone. And the lawyer was probably like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care if I get in trouble for not giving them everything in discovery. Let me just take this guy down. And the fact that he found out on the stand and then was like, well, I hope you had your nice little Perry Mason moment. It was so good. It was just like...
It was so good.
I don't know how the lawyer for the parents didn't squee with glee. You know what I know? Like, that he wasn't like...
Yeah.
Wait and see what got here!
Oh, like, my God. I was watching the John Oliver segment about it, and he was like, you would think this judge was talking to a dog with the number of times she had to ask him, what is in your mouth, Mr. Jones?
Yes, I saw that.
You've been told you aren't allowed to have anything in your mouth.
I saw, and then he like turns and like he said that he was playing with a piece of gauze from his tooth, and then he was like, "Do you want to see it?" And she goes, "I do not want to see that.
I do not want to see what's in your mouth."
They had to make a sign to put in front of them that says like, "Do not lie to the judge or the jury."
I'm going to tell you again that you may not lie to me. You have to tell me the truth. It is. I mean, my God.
He's psychotic.
He's just the worst, the absolute worst of the worst.
And again, ageism. I know. But there is, like, the fact that he's 48. Did you see this going around? There was a meme where it was like...
I can't tell if people are surprised he's younger or surprised that he's older.
Younger, I think. Because there's pictures of, like, Will Wheaton and him, and they're like, Will Wheaton is 2 years older than this man. Will Wheaton still looks like a teenager, basically. But, no, it's that melting candle syndrome, again, like Mitch McConnell and all of those people who are just, it's because the evil is eating them from the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the opposite of that Roald Dahl thing, which is like, think beautiful thoughts and your smiles will shine.
What's that
like
from?
rays of sun. I don't know. It is a Roald Dahl quote, though. I have a magnet of it. Roald Dahl, smile. If you smile.
Has anyone else ever been named Roald in the entire history of the world?
Only English people.
Oh, good point.
So it says, what the fuck is this? That's not it. What the fuck? Anyway,
Quote,
you just have
Roald Dahl.
you just have to take my word for it. What on earth just happened? I don't know. It took me to Etsy. Never mind. something, smiling.
The internet fails me constantly.
Oh my god. Regularly. Nothing is entertaining anymore.
No, just like everybody has jimmied their SEO so that you just don't ever find what it is that you're actually looking for. I open up my actual email and there's ads at the top of my Gmail now.
Oh,
and
no,
that
really?
Is fucking infuriating to me. Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't have that, although I wonder if that's because I do pay Google. So
I pay for some storage. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get ads
what that
on my
is.
Gmail.
I'll take a screenshot. I'll show you.
That's
terrible.
crazy.
But the other fun thing is that I have been painting with my boobies again.
Yay! And that looks just like my favorite one.
Yeah, I have had occasion.
It blurred it.
What?
It blurred it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Listen, Zoom, it's not actually my titties. Why? If I put it right in front of my face?
if you keep it with your face, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. You actually successfully got a nipple on the internet the other day.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, that was my underboob. A number of people were like,
really?
Blah, 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 nipple. No, I had my hand over. I just have weird shaped boobs.
They didn't look weird shaped. I was just like,
I
good
have
for you
pendulous
going
boobs.
for it.
No, it was just paint. It was paint on the underside of my
like a
titty.
glob of paint?
It really is just like shine. It's not even texture. But I'm glad that people think that that's what happened. That's fine. I'm
Look
happy.
at you pushing the line.
I know. I'm very edgy, if you know anything about me.
That edgelord.
So,
oh shoot. Oh, so more new news. We both have new wiggly loud things.
We do. They're so wiggly.
They're so wiggly.
And so loud.
Tell me about your wiggly loud things, Lillian.
Will you come here, Goofy? So Loki is the kitty that we adopted in January, and he is the biggest cat I've ever owned. Since I've owned him, I have now seen cats that are comparable in size to him. But because we had that tiny little graveling of a cat for so long. Sabine, what are those things that carry that pull the carts to Hogwarts?
Thestrals.
Yeah, she's a thestral. Tiny little 8-pound soaking wet cat for so long. That now Loki, he's probably 16 pounds now, and it's all head. He's just got this huge noggin,
pendulous fucking noggin,
like an orange on a toothpick. By the way, I've never seen that movie.
Which one is that? Is that So I Married an Ex-Murderer?
Yeah.
It's a delightful film.
I have been in the room when it has been on, but I was trying to make out with somebody, so I didn't actually watch it. And by room, I mean a band bus.
Wow.
I was gonna let myself slide with that. No, I couldn't.
Oh, I'm so glad you did not.
No, man.
What?
But yeah, so big head Loki
Well
followed one of our friends into their house when it was deathly cold and they couldn't keep him, so we scooped up this little goofball, and he has been snuggling and drooling on my neck ever since. And then he was having only child syndrome, just bouncing off the wall. Like he would lay in wait to attack our feet, and like just jump out of one of the rooms in the dark hallway and be like, "Bah!"
Oh.
We actually started calling him in Australia. They have a myth about something called a drop bear that they tell kids to not go wandering in the woods because a drop bear will fall on your head.
That's terrifying.
And so we call him drop bear affectionately.
There's definitely a matching animal for that because Australia is terrifying.
Oh yeah, very scary. Very scary. Like as if there's not enough reasons to not go in the woods. But then we adopted this little smoochy booch named Fez, who when we got him, I think was 6 months old. So now he's probably, I guess, 9 months, and he has grown exponentially since then. And I've never seen a cat that was a short hair shed so much in my entire life, but he is a gray tabby, and he is a joy. And he's very uncoordinated. And he falls off of shit and doesn't make jumps, and he's very silly. But
yay,
they're best buddies, and Loki will not stop trying to lick his asshole.
Well, that's a great segue into my new wiggly worm thing, which is too small to currently lick his butthole.
He can't reach his own butthole?
Not yet.
What? I didn't know that was a thing.
When he can, we'll recalibrate. But so a few weeks ago, he's technically Jory's. I am daddy in this scenario, and I get daddy privileges. His name is Arlo. He's a Morkie. He just turned 3 months old.
Whoa, he's such a little Muppet.
He's such a
Morkie
little
stands
Muppet.
for Muppet and Yorkie.
Yes, that's exactly what he is. 1,000%. And Jory had just said to me 2 weeks previous, they were like, I would never get a puppy ever again. And you've heard my terrible puppy stories. I never had one. And I kind of always wanted one. But also as an adult, I was like, wow, that's probably a lot of work. And I love fully formed dogs.
Sure.
I mean, I was just not say I don't love puppies. Who doesn't love a puppy? But
it's me. I don't love puppies.
Oh, but you'll love him. Maybe.
If he doesn't smell too bad.
No, he smells very good.
Okay.
He smells very good. I'm pretty sure that kind of little dog that's completely impractical, I think he's just hair. And so I wash him with Cupcake body wash.
Oh my God.
And he smells adorable.
Great.
And he's
really definitely going to try to lick my face, isn't he?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's my face he goes for.
Oh,
he doesn't
good.
really go for Jory's face so much.
Okay.
And Jory has let me know multiple times, you're teaching him that this is what he can do with you. You realize that. And I was like, I don't want to say no to him. He's so excited. So, yeah, so that's really exciting. He is an avid little love bug, but no, he smells very good. He's super soft and very little, and he's an entirely impractical dog. As it, no part of him makes sense. He's a teddy bear that came to life, and he's very wiggly, and he's trying his best to dog every day. He's really, really, really cute. He's a very good boy.
Have you guys been going? I have a hard time figuring out. Is it kayaking with a stand-up paddleboard, or you?
Okay, so Jory has a paddleboard.
Okay.
Yes, Jory has a paddleboard. Jory is really good at paddleboarding. It was something that they always wanted to do, and when we went to Vermont last summer, they tried it. They had always wanted to try it, and they were like, I don't know if I'll get it. And they got it on first go and
that's amazing.
Stayed completely upright the entire time. It's apparently a really difficult skill for 99% of the population.
Yeah.
And Jory got it from jump.
Nice job with those core muscles, I suppose.
Right? Yeah. No, Jory's a fucking bamf with it. And then, so obviously I mentioned all the crazy shit that was happening this summer, but whatever. When in Rome, I am in the land of 10,000 lakes. Bitch, put me in water. And so we've really enjoyed this summer going to different lakes and trying out which places are fun and clean and chill and not too crowded. And Jory ordered a really good inflatable paddleboard at the beginning of the summer. Body Glove made this hardy, heavy duty like inflatable camping equipment material.
Sure.
And then the top has like some tread, some rubberized tread.
Nice.
And so you just plug the compressor into the car and you inflate it. And so
you plug it into the car?
Like the cigarette lighter.
How funny that we still call it a cigarette lighter.
I know, right?
That's so
What
dumb.
are we supposed to call it? It's always going to be
car
a cigarette
plug.
lighter. The car plug. Yeah, fair. So you inflate it using your cigarette lighter, and Jory was like, I want to teach the dogs to go on it. And of course, the puppy is very new, and we still had our beloved Maslow at that moment, who passed away last month, and that was another like just devastatingly difficult thing to go through this summer. But Maslow was so game, and so Jory went on the paddleboard, and Jory was like, put Maslow on here, and I was like, are you sure? And I put him on there, and he was just so chill and happy. And like, what I'm learning about little dogs, and even to a certain extent Bear, because Bear does not like the water in general, is that the little dogs don't want to get wet, but they'll be on the water. But they get chilly when they get wet.
Oh, sure.
They get cold. And so Maslow would wear his little life vest, and he'd stand on the paddleboard, and he'd paddleboard with Jory, and like Jory got Bear to do it, and which was shocking because Bear was like, keep me the fuck out of that lake. It was very
Sorry. The cat started playing Donna Summer on my computer.
I couldn't hear that, but I really hope that comes through in the audio. That is amazing.
Go.
So I didn't think Bear was going to do it. Bear's really weird with water. Like, he needs to be peer pressured. If he sees a dog that he wants to play with enough, and the dog is like, I love water, he's like, I love water too, let me chase you and hump you. It's rare, but it does happen. And it's usually with like a retriever or a hound who's very good in the water. And then he kind of like does his best, and his best means he can swim, but he keeps his mouth open, and so he just gulps water the whole time. So what I have to do is I have to just gently lift him, only a little bit, not all the way. I just have to gently lift him and no, I saw that happening. Loki, what happened?
I moved some things around on a shelf, and he thought he could jump up on it, but he was wrong.
Wow. Oh, so wow.
Wow, I'm really glad I was here. He would have fallen. He probably wouldn't have done it if I wasn't sitting here. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Oh yeah, so I have to lift him up just a little bit because I keep him in his harness. So if I'm walking
so he's
with
not
him,
just pelicaning all the water into his mouth.
Exactly. And it just keeps his chin out of the water, so he keeps swimming.
God.
And he doesn't notice anything has changed. But I've just lifted his head up so he's not taking on water. And let me tell you how I know that he swallows all that water. Because one day, a couple of years ago, I think maybe in the beginning of the pandemic, he was playing with a dog in the lake and was doing that and was gulping it all down. And when I took him home an hour later,
oh no,
he was so shocked at how full his bladder was that he just released it in the middle of the carpet, and he was like, I'm so confused, I don't know what's happening. That little dum-dum has never been so full of fluid in his life.
It was like, wait a minute.
He couldn't even help himself. And I was like, oh, baby, I know. You surprised yourself because you drank half a lake. Got it. So I just gently lift him out of the water just a little bit, let him swim, but not, close your mouth, bud.
That's so funny. What a goofball.
Yeah. So he's iffy in the water, mildly capable, but Jory got him to like the paddleboard because now he realizes they're going to take me in the lake anyway. I can either be out of the water or in the water. So Jory will pull up the paddleboard and he'll jump right on, and Jory will fucking paddleboard with the two dogs. And the puppy did a great job too. So like we took him to the lake for his first time about a week ago.
Wow.
And he did so well. He also did not like getting in the water because he got chilly. So I'm like, okay. And in the meantime, I have to like cool my dog down because he's, got a lot. He's very floofy. But it's been so fun. And we found this gorgeous free lake near us that is so chill. It's so chill, and it's sandy, so the water's really clear. Like, there's not a ton of plant growth in there. And, like, it is a swimming beach. Like, people are there, but even when it's busy, even in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday, it's so chill. And so
That's
we
great.
go. It's been really nice. It's been really, really nice.
That's in stark contrast to my recent... okay, so once I got to Rockaway Beach, I enjoyed my time there with our friend. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but our friend Curvely has, I think it's called New York Plus, and it's a social group for fat folks, and it is super fun. And I met a lot of really fun people that day, and I saw people who I haven't seen in a while. It did take me a full hour and 45 minutes to get there, and on the way, smack in the middle of the day, for the first time ever in New York City, I saw someone just sit down and start jerking off.
No.
Oh, yeah. And it was like he kept his dick underneath his shirt, so at least I didn't have to see skin. But people in New York, there's so much fucked up energy right now. Like, I'm on high alert constantly on the subway in a way that I haven't been in years. I was when I moved up here, but then it was like, you can see out of the corner of your eye what's happening. And I told you the last time I thought I saw someone jerking off, it was somebody rubbing the tummy of a puppy on his lap. Did I tell you that? I think I still have the video. I'll send it to you. I was looking at my phone, and I saw this out of the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, nobody else is. It's packed train, and nobody else was looking. And I just see hand going up and down, like furiously. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta see this. He's really
going for it.
He was really going for it, and it was a man with like a puppy on his lap, and he was just like trying to calm the dog down. So I was like, shoo, haha. So this guy, he sits down. It's how sometimes the trains have the seats that go like this way and then that way, so they're like perpendicular. So I was at the very end of the train, facing down the end of the train, and he was sitting on a sideways seat. And he sits down and he leans over. There's a woman sitting across from him who's wearing like leopard print keds, and he like makes her take out her headphones so he can tell her how nice her shoes are, and she's like, thanks. And then she puts her headphones back in. And I can't look away. Like, he's literally sitting in my line of sight.
Right.
And I realized immediately what was happening. And I always thought that I would be the kind of person who would stand up and just be like, hey, look at this fucking asshole who's stroking his dick in front of me. I froze because I have seen so much weird violence that I was like, what if he has a knife? Like, what if he has a knife?
Yeah.
Because that's real, and it's happening. Like, people are getting fucking stabbed in the middle of the day in New York. Now, I understand that, like, people are trying to be like, it's not that bad. But it is, in my anecdotal experience, far worse. Who's trying
to say it's not that bad?
Well, people are saying that the crime rates are being exaggerated on the news as like a scare tactic to get more cops on the streets. You know what I mean? So, but both of these things can be happening at once, right? Like we can simultaneously not need more cops on the street, and also crime is going up.
Right. And things that are not often dealt with as if they were crimes.
Right, for sure.
Right? Like all those crazy people in front of H&M, like this motherfucker on the train.
Right.
Like all of the weird shit that I too saw last May 2021, when I was like, New York, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up? And all of Midtown was just batshit.
Oh yeah. Oh, did I tell you about when I was in Union Square the other day walking home? I was walking back from I was on the Lower East Side, and I had wonderful birria tacos that I could not wait to get home and put in my mouth.
Nom, 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 nom.
They were so wonderfully soggy, and they were so good.
Ooh.
And I was walking past the big, weird black cube by where the Kmart used to be in Astor Place. And just before I got there, I see this guy see me, and that never makes me happy. You know exactly what I mean.
Yes.
Because they were like, who am I coming for? Who am I coming for? It's going to be her. And I was on the phone with somebody, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, hey, okay, this is exactly where I am. I'm pretty sure that I can get away from this guy, but in case I don't, can you please call the cops and send them to where I am?
Oh, God damn it.
I was like, I just passed the St. Mark's Hotel. I'm right by that weird pizza place. I'm walking towards where that one Starbucks. And he was definitely yelling stuff. But I had my tacos, I had the phone, and I put my hand up, like nobody home.
No.
Crush your head. And then he started going like this, like lunging at me, but he was still like 10 feet or more away from me. And I was walking very quickly towards the traffic whose light was about to turn. So basically I was luring him into traffic. And that was how I got away.
Yes. Good job. Well fucking done.
Thanks. But that, for some reason, scared me less than this man who plopped down 2 feet away from me and was stroking his dick. Anyway.
No, of course. Well,
got to the beach.
Look. There's a reason that freeze is an actual coping strategy. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, we almost uniformly feel badly when we're like, oh my God, I froze. I always thought that I'd be the XYZ.
Right.
But you're exactly right. You don't know what that dude is going to do.
Yeah, I just got up, and at the next stop I changed. I felt bad that I didn't say something to the woman.
Yeah.
But I was like, she'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And I just changed train cars. But then I got there, and then I wound up getting sick from the water. Because there was... they actually closed the beaches like 2 days after we were there because of bacteria.
Bummer. I have to ask you, because this was my experience last year. Mm-hmm. Were you overwhelmed with teeny weeny tiny baby jellyfish everywhere?
No. Oh. I've been to beaches when that's been happening, and it feels like you're swimming in boba, and that's gross.
It's weird. Oh, yeah. It's so weird, and they all get stuck in your suit. It's
I've had that at Asbury Park before. And then I told you about the time that all the teeny tiny little crabs got in my
in the Bahamas
tankini. No, that was sea lice. That was something different entirely. So sea lice you can't feel when they're biting you. Sea lice are tiny little microbial animals that not I don't know what those words do mean. They're tiny little things that live on jellyfish, and they get in your bathing suit critters. And they bite you. These were actual tiny crabs, and this was down in Ocean City, Maryland. And I was like, oh, weird, itchy. And sometimes you can see the little crabs, or sometimes it looks like just like detritus in the water. But I think that I swam into a whole bunch of baby crabs hatching.
Where were you?
In the water in Ocean City, Maryland.
Oh.
Which is, and the condo that we rent with my family is let's say an 8-minute walk, right? It's not far, but it's not close enough to strip my clothes off. Yes. So I was like, weird, itchy. And just like a baleen whale, the water went in down the front of my tankini top, and the shelf bra caught 1,000 tiny little... And I just want you to imagine 1,000 tiny crabs just with their tiny little crab things just doing this all over your tits.
I don't want to think about that.
And thankfully, I got to tell you, I shook some of them out, realized that there was no way I was going to get all of them out. And I looked at my sister. I was like, is the door unlocked? Somebody's at the condo? Okay. I was like, I have 1 million crabs in my shelf bra and I have to run. I was just like, I have to go. And then I stripped in the shower, and there were 1,000 tiny crabs at the bottom of the shower. So then I didn't want to get in the shower to take a shower.
No! I hate this story. Okay, wait. How little is a tiny crab? Let's start with
half
pinky
the size
nail.
of my pinky nail.
Got it. So you could still like make
You
out
could see
very
them
clearly.
Oh yeah, they were white like ghost crabs. They're itty bitty teeny teeny, and they didn't. I mean, no, I don't feel like anybody pinched me, but they were scrabbling around. You know? Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that word. When used as a verb, it's terrible.
When it involves something with a carapace and your breasts, yes, terrible.
Carapace. No carapace scrabbling for me. Thank you. No, not into it. Oh my God. Oh,
And yet
my
I still
God.
go in the water. I love going in the water. I have swum in
It's
the
hard to hate
ocean
it.
when there were so many horseshoe crabs that I got a bruise from them, like hitting me in the ankle. Like, I love being in the ocean. I don't always love being in a lake, but if it's been vetted, I'm down.
Yeah, vetted lakes are a very, very good idea. And like honestly, even a vetted lake, we should have stopped when we should have trusted our luck. What do they say when you go to a fucking casino? Like, know when to hold.
Yeah.
The lake that I was telling you about is perfect. It's very drivable. It's so chill. There are like good places to eat on the way and around. It's all really lovely. And I was like, this is great. Let me try for more. And so I Googled basically like cleanest, most spectacular lakes in Minnesota or something to that
I love
effect.
that.
It was, I mean, and there were lots and lots of matches. And some of them were the shitty situation where like, technically, every lake here is public access. However,
cool.
what they will do in a shady-ass way is back up properties to it. So you don't, unless you own the property, you really have no way to get, unless you're airdropped into the lake. And
Right.
like, congratulations.
I gotcha.
But there's a lot of them on these lists that you cannot actually get to because you'd be trespassing, technically. That is my shit, but not in my not home state.
No.
I don't know what these people are like. So I used that vetting thing and I found one that was not blocked off by private properties. And we go to this lake and it's a really, 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 really windy day. Really windy. And this is lauded as one of the cleanest, clearest lakes in Minnesota. I don't know what they're using for the basis. I just know that apparently there were like appropriate levels of, nitrogen and phosphorus and shit.
Sure.
And we all get in the water and and what we want to do is we want to paddle from the boat launch to this little island in the middle of the lake.
Cute.
Which seems very achievable. But it's so windy and the current in the lake is so strong that no matter how hard we respectively paddle and swim, we cannot get closer. And unlike my favorite lake here, there's so much very happy green growth that pretty much goes all the way up to the surface of the water. So you are like surrounded by seaweed and we're just getting washed and
So
washed.
you're just swimming in a
further.
shag carpet.
Yes, swimming in a shag carpet is exactly what was happening. Getting closer and closer and closer to a beach that was not where we started. So, yeah, I mean, there are some lakes that I would undo if I could. Oh, man.
I have one last thing about lakes, and that is that me and Don are coming up on our 15th wedding anniversary.
Huzzah!
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I met you right after you got married.
Yes. Yep, that's true. It still seems weird to me that we were not at each other's weddings.
Right?
Yeah. But we are going to the Finger Lakes, up to Seneca Lake, and spending 4 days at an an actual B&B.
Yes, right?
An OG
Legit
B&B.
B&Bs.
And gonna do the whole winery tour thing. And like the one time that I have been there, we didn't even actually spend a whole lot of time in spots where you could see the lake. We were on Cayuga last time, and I just my heart, like I can feel it. It's like standing when we got out of the car, and I was like, oh my God, is that it?
Oh.
Because they're just so long and sprawling, and it's one of the prettiest places I've ever been. So I'm very, very excited to go back. And September is a great time to go.
Yeah.
And it's not too far away. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
That is going to be great.
I have to tell you, from telling the crab story, I was like making fists, and I didn't realize it until I started relaxing and talking about the lake, and then I was like, oh, I have hand cramps.
And now you've got cramps and like little half moons in your
divots
skin.
from my nails. Yes.
That is lovely. That's going to be so beautiful. This summer has also marked a return, an end of the bullshittery of Airbnbs, and a return to the validity of hotels. Hallelujah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. It's so crazy. I was seeing all this stuff on Twitter that was talking about how like more and more and more Airbnb hosts are asking for you to do like endless chores.
Yeah, to clean everything up.
As a part of like either not even just like take only pictures, leave only footprints,
right,
but also in terms of like, and by the way, start some laundry, do like,
oh hell no,
just some bullshit. In fact, Jory and I went to this really beautiful place for their birthday deep in the winter. We the way we go down the shore, they go up north. Up to the boundary waters, which is like where Lake Superior is, and it's very, very dark and very, very remote. And since we went in January, I mean, there's a certain level of like packed down snow and ice that is achieved. That is then. Here's where it differs from New Jersey. We then scrape all that shit off. They don't. They keep a packed base layer, and that is just what you have to deal with. And then they like take off the excess. And I'm like,
no, I fell down too much for that.
Yeah. Exactly. And Jory had warned me. Jory was like, it's always going to be some snow and ice just packed down.
That's how Anchorage was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that road, and we're in like a little economy sedan, and we have to basically go all the way up to almost Canada, and then basically make a left turn and go inland a bunch to get to like all of the individual lakes. And we make that left turn. It is a 50-mile road that goes through Superior National Forest. It is very, very beautiful. It is also really, really bumpy and windy and hilly, and it is packed down with ice and snow, and we basically sledded there in the car.
Okay, that is terrifying to me.
It was so terrifying. And, of course, it's January, and because we're so far north, like, the days here in the summer are longer and the winter days are shorter. So I thought I built in enough time for us to get there before the sunset. I absolutely did not.
Oh, no.
1000% did not. The sun started going down by the time we made that left, and I was like, ooh, we're going to do this whole road in the dark.
Oh, no.
And yeah, we sledded for 50 miles, and we're both just like sweating bullets.
My nipples are turning inside out thinking about that. Oh my God.
I know. And then we finally got to where we had to go. We made it alive, and then they had to have us leave the car down in the lot because all of the individual roads really required a heavier duty vehicle. So if you wonder why people here are, such hicks, it's because they all have to buy trucks. Everyone needs a truck in order to do anything for half the year. And we ended up in this beautiful cabin. It was so lovely, but it had been populated last by like a big ruckus crew, and some dude flushed a condom.
Oh no.
In the downstairs bathroom.
Why do men not know not to do that? Why does anyone think that you can do that? Why does it still happen literally ever, you dumb fucks?
And we definitely are on like well water. Like they absolutely fucked up an entire very delicate ecosystem, right?
That's terrible.
Yeah, so some guy flushed a fucking condom and the bathroom overflowed, and thankfully we were able to just like shut the door and not use it. And they offered us some credit to stay there later on, but
there was another bathroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could ignore it, but it was so gross, and it was absolutely a place that was like, wash all your dishes and do a load of laundry and and I'm just like, I feel like I don't want to do that. And I saw a bunch of people. I actually read this really great article that was about the falling of the gig economy, or rather of like app-based economy, right?
For sure.
And it's basically, if we have ever wondered, why am I able to get so much food for free or rides for free on like Uber and Lyft or, Grubhub and DoorDash and so on and so forth. It is because they're not actually, they start by not making a profit. What they're trying to get are investors and subscribers.
Yes.
And so the power is not in how much money they can get from us, but the number of people who are involved.
Yes.
And once investors sort of very recently and lately realized, like, no, people just want free shit. And of course we just want free shit because we are being sucked dry by every single element of this stupid society.
Right.
It's all started to kind of like fall apart. So I saw people getting really back into like hotel life, and since we missed my birthday episode, I have found my new favorite place on earth. So Jory had told me about this for a long time. I hadn't never been to Wisconsin. I had been to Milwaukee a million years ago for forensics, but I had otherwise never been to Wisconsin.
I didn't realize you got to travel so far afield from forensics. That's amazing.
It was for the CFL Nationals.
Ooh, look at you.
The Catholic Forensics League.
Gotcha.
Which is so weird compared to the National Forensics League. I always vastly preferred the NFL, but the CFL was really easy to break into and to place. And
Why
so
not?
we always ended up, we were all national, champs in the CFL. So, so I had never been to Wisconsin, and Jory, when we were first getting to know each other, told me about this place called Wisconsin Dells. And the closest I can get to it is like, imagine like the Ocean City Boardwalk, but in a lake, on a lake,
Fun.
I guess, essentially.
I love it.
And also add in like water parks and weird Ripley's. It's sort of like the shore times Niagara Falls.
Cute. Okay.
Right? So it's very touristy, it's very chintzy, and like a lot of things can be done really, really on the cheap, hardcore on the cheap. And there are water parks aplenty, and they like compete with each other. And so Jory had been telling me about this place and was like, do you want to go for your birthday? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yay.
So
how long did it take to get there?
3 hours.
Okay.
3.5 hours maybe. Not a bad ride at all. And we stayed at hotels, and the hotels were so good and chill. And I was like, I'm never staying in a motherfucking Airbnb ever again. Like, no, I want a place where it is definitely going to be cool, and you're not going to ask anything of me. And like, there's absolutely an elevator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No lock boxes.
Exactly. We stayed in hotels. We had a fucking great time. We went to a water park. And I don't think I tore anything, but I'm pretty sure I bruised the bone directly underneath my left kneecap.
Oh,
and it's taking forever. Like, it's still, no matter what position I'm in, whether I'm standing or sitting, when I go to do the opposite thing, it's like,
girl, that might be your ACL, because that's what
Really?
mine feels like too. Yep.
bummer.
You should go. Bummer. If it's been this long, it's been months. You need to go get an MRI. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
god damn it, really?
Yeah.
Fucking.
if it has not healed itself and you have not been like out running marathons,
I'm not.
just go see somebody, because then you can get physical therapy.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have to get a surgery for that. I really don't want to get surgery.
It completely depends, but you should go find out.
Okay, you'll maybe gently nudge me towards that when I get back to Jersey.
I will.
Can find some new doctors.
Yes, definitely wait another 2 months to take care of this very important part of your body.
Shoot. Well,
anyway, on that note.
Anyway, hotels are great. Wisconsin Dells was beautiful and so adorable and is absolutely one of my favorite things ever. It is. It feels very Jersey and very deeply Midwestern, and also like it's populated with parrot heads, which like a bunch of people were supposed to be on a cruise, but the boat never took off.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's very, very funny. Thank you for painting that picture. Yes.
It's really delightful.
The second that I get off with you, I'm definitely going to look up like a tourist video about it.
I love it so much. And if you were ever like, hey, Jen, let's go on a road trip, I would absolutely say, let's make our way to Wisconsin Dells.
Oh my God, I like you so much, but I'm never going to suggest that we drive to Wisconsin together because I don't know if you remember this, but I don't drive.
All right.
So if you would ever like to drive me to Wisconsin, like you're my Uber driver.
Honestly, the thing that sucks the most is that this has been, one of the first things that I ever got to do. I have never taken a cross-country or even mid-cross-country road trip ever. And, of course, in getting out here, I did so on my own. Yeah. And my only regret is that it's the dumbest drive of any given drive.
Oh, no. That's so
going
stupid.
Across the U.S. It's so stupid. The northern to Midwest drive is so fucking dumb. Like, I can't see the beauty of, Tennessee and Kentucky and shit like that.
Is it all like walls?
It is. Actually, Pennsylvania is very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Pennsylvania is the last beauty you get, because then you're in Ohio and you're like, what is this bullshit? And then you're in fucking Indiana, which is somehow infinitely worse. Oh. Indiana is disgusting. Illinois is fine,
and backed up by their recent abortion shit. So
Indiana is absolutely gross, and was always like, Jory warned me. Jory was like, try not to stop in Indiana, and that wasn't even about what would turn into their abortion laws. It was about like, this is not really a safe place to be queer. It is certainly not a safe place to be a trans person, and like. Yeah, and it's gross. Disgusting, and like there's nowhere to stop. Like, I kept trying to stop in Indiana because poor Bear seemed like he had to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't get him to, because it was all just cement and power lines. It was disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah, no. It was gross. So Pensy, very beautiful, and you're going through Pensy for like 8 hours. It is a commitment. So that day is quite beautiful. But yeah, I mean, that's my only real regret, is that it becomes the dumbest fucking drive, because it is the least visually interesting of any particular quadrant of the U.S.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. But I did it.
You did.
I did.
And you do it again.
And I'm doing it again. And this time I get to drive towards the pretty place, which is
back to us.
Thing. I think I am. Keep your fingers very, very crossed. This, I'm hoping to get some really good news. I'm hoping today to get some very good news. Yay. That would make me super duper 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 happy. Nice. I feel like we need to talk a ton about TV, but it's probably gonna have to wait for the next one.
Oh yeah, no. We've been talking for an hour and 25 minutes at this point, and quite frankly, I'm starving.
Yeah, go eat some food. I love you. I get to talk to you all the time anyway, but I certainly missed you in this capacity.
I love you too. I forget how we used to sign off. I know that we had a shtick for dreading the boards, but I think we just say goodbye.
We generally just say goodbye, and we give people some lukewarm advice.
Oh, right.
In general, it's about, not getting sick and not being beat down by the
Hang
stupid
in
world
there.
that hang in there.
Follow your dreams.
Follow your bliss. Oh, I have a good one. I'm gonna read you a meme that I saw today. Here we go. All right. Here's my parting words. I'm seeing a big shift in friends moving away from alcohol, caffeine, and nicotine, and towards the bright light emanating from the woods. The voice promising all the riches the world has to offer, also coming from the woods. The delicious smell of something in the woods.
What?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
That is terrifying.
It is so good and creepy. It's so good. What?
So strange.
Yeah, that's my...
Cool. Well, I would love to smell something delicious coming from the woods or coming from anywhere. So
I just made you hangrier.
you really did. I wish I had time to make some Brunswick stew.
Full circle.